José Manuel Mireles Valverde is a Mexican medical doctor and leader of a group of paramilitary self-defense groups that work against the Knights Templar Cartel in the state of Michoacan, México. Mireles emerged as an important figure within the self-defense militias during the fall of 2013 as self-defense groups were fighting against the Knights Templar Cartel in Apatzingán, Tepalcatepec, and other municipalities on the Michoacan coast. He describes his motivation to participate in the armed self-defense groups as stemming from the abuse of the Knights Templar Cartel against himself and his family. He has himself been kidnapped by the cartel, which has also murdered several of his family members, causing him to take up arms in defense of his community of Tepalcatepec. Early life: after serving time in prison for marijuana production in 1988, he traveled to the U.S. where he worked as a social activist, and upon his return he participated as a candidate for the Mexican Senate in 2006. Mireles himself states that his 1988 imprisonment was not for drug trafficking but for loitering and for practicing medicine in Michoacán without a state license. Involvement in auto defenses: on January 4, 2014, Mireles was injured in a plane crash as he was traveling to the community of Michoacán. 2 weeks later, the Mexican government initiated efforts to control the escalating violence in Michoacán by deploying the army against both the cartels and the self-defense militias. Initially, a video of Mireles was published in which he urged the self-defense groups to lay down their arms and cooperate with the army. But subsequently he appeared in a different video in which he stated that the self-defense groups would not lay down their arms until the army had taken steps to secure their safety by curbing the activities of the Knights Templar Cartel, including the capture and/or death of the cartel's top leaders, Servando Garcúmez Martinez, Nazario Moreno González, Enrique Plancart Solas, Dionisio Loya Plancart, among others. Mireles later stated in an interview with Carmen Aristegui that the first message was the result of government officials requesting him to read a message written by them, which they then edited to make it look as if he was making the statement of his own opinion. The Mexican Secretary of State Miguel Angel Osorio Chong denied that the government had any role in producing the initial message. In March 2014, the Council of Auto Defenses distanced themselves from Mireles, stating that he was no longer a member of the leadership nor the official spokesperson of the auto defenses in Michoacán. Mireles' earlier functions were taken over by his former bodyguard Estanislao Beltran alias Papa Pitufo. Arrest: on June 27, 2014, Mireles was arrested with 45 other people in Las Araucanas, Michoacán by Mexican authorities for violating Mexico's federal law of firearms and explosives. The government had pledged to arrest civilians that were armed and did not form part of the Fernandez Rural Police. This action happened 1 week after a TV interview in Channel 13 that was cut short as a consequence of a phone call ordering the interview to stop, in which he was denouncing the Mexico president's involvement on the Michoacán irregularities. References